Hi everyone. I have a book to read to you today, and it's one of my favorites to read in the art room. I usually save it till the end of the year, and you will see why after we read it. We can talk about it. I want you to keep your ears open for some big art words and also for the names of some artists that you might recognize. Okay? This book is called Micawber by John Lithgow. One Sunday in springtime, Micawber arose from his Central Park carousel nest. He straightened his whiskers and polished his nose and set off for the place he loved best. He scampered past pigeons and poodles and geese, past boathouse and bandshell and zoo, past joggers and skaters and mounted police to a place on Fifth Avenue. For inside was a splendid collection of art, a sight for a squirrel to treasure, a feast every week for his eyes and his heart, which Micawber could savor at leisure. Through the windows he'd gaze at Van Dyck and Van Gogh, appraise every Rembrandt and Titian. He would scrutinize Rubens, peruse each Rousseau, inspect each Lautrec and Cassatt and Miro. He would find a new favorite each time he would go, and nobody charged him admission. But a stranger appeared this particular day as Micawber peered down through a skylight. She stood at an easel beneath a Monet that depicted a haystack at twilight. Micawber observed her for hours on end as she copied each texture and shade. He noted the stroke of each brush she'd extend, the rare concentration and care she'd expend. She'd become his unwitting and unknowing friend by the time the day started to fade. So he hid in the box where her paints were all stowed while she bicycled home unawares. Then he sneaked himself into her modest abode as she hauled her equipment upstairs. From the box after midnight the stowaway crept, stretched his limbs and adjusted his eyes, and while his beguiler contentedly slept, he rifled through all her supplies. Micawber's dull life, with its tedious toils, all at once seemed 100 times duller, as he straddled a pallet and squeezed out some oils and discovered the wonders of color. He daubed at the canvas with cadmium green, employing his tail as a brush. Then magenta, vermilion, ultramarine, alizarin crimson, and bright tangerine. Such a radiant rainbow he never had seen, so splashy and lavish and lush. By morning, Micawber was finally done, and so proud that he practically fainted. He'd been looking at paintings from day number 1, but never a painting he'd painted. As the sunlight poured in, he was ready to go, leaving everything just as he found it. Through the transom he scrambled, his canvas in tow, rolled up with a shoelace tied round it. A truck trundled by as Micawber alit. On the side it said Park Sanitation. He bounded aboard it, ignoring the grit, and completed his peregrination. He returned 30 times by the following fall, and the paintings poured forth like a geyser. He fastened them all to his living room wall, and the woman was never the wiser. So if some July you should chance to pass by a Viridian Central Park dale, Look around for a squirrel with a gleam in his eye and some paint on the tip of his tail. Can you see him in this page? And if you should visit the old carousel, look up at its uppermost part. Inside, although nobody ever could tell, a talented squirrel continues to dwell. If you try, you can picture it clear as a bell. Micawber's Museum of Art. I'll show you from edge to edge. This is a huge page. Look at all of Micawber's paintings. He has been working so hard. And look at that. In the top of the carousel, Micawber had his own museum. He put on his own art show. Usually at the end of the year at CCS, we have a big art show, and all of your artwork is on display in the gym, and we have cookies and punch, and we celebrate all the hard work that you have put in art class at CCS throughout the year. I am so sad that this year we can't have a gym full of art, but I am working hard on putting together a digital art show that you'll be able to watch on your computer with everybody's artwork. I hope you enjoyed the book. Keep your eyes out for the link for the virtual art show that I will send out next week. And in the meantime, I want to show you what I found in my living room in the corner. Look. It's a little tiny art show, and if you haven't seen the link yet, ask your parents to show you the pictures of the tiny art show that I put together just for fun, and I'd love to see if you try to do it too. Talk to you later. Bye.